Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on in to the PSP Podcast, featuring your friendly host, Percussive 173. Let's freaking go! I downed him! Oh, I got it! 508 meters! I'm pushing everything right now against the Lockman. Dude, this Lockman is so good! Oh my god, I'm disgusting! So what do you think about that play, huh? What were your thoughts?
Not very smart, man. Not very smart, man.
It happens, man. Hey, well, come back. We'll try it again, okay?
Very smart, man.
It happens. I'm just gonna shit on him. He's dead. Did I just ace? I just ace. Let's go.
Just take a funky jazz with him.
Easy triple. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to have you be a part of the PSP Podcast. And I'm your friendly host, Percussive 173, and let's have a freaking party. Welcome to the PSP Podcast here. It is a pleasure to have you. As you guys can see, I have some incredible notes planned for this podcast. It's going to be fun. So many great things. Really, really incredible creators. So as you guys know, the PSP Podcast stands for Perk Spreads Positivity. And my goal for this podcast is to spread positivity in any way that I know how. My goal for the PSP Podcast is to assist in educating people on how they grow as content creators. And to do that, I want to bring in people who have been part of the industry for a while. And honestly, I want to show the different styles of content, the different ways people make content, and maybe you guys can take a little something from them and integrate it into their own. So, or integrate it into your own. So honestly, like, I'm really excited to bring in this content creator here. His name is Danny Drops. He is a phenomenal creator. If you visit his channel, his content is top tier. So, you know, when you're going into making content, the best content and the best way to grow is to post consistently great content. And this is what Danny's done. And you guys will see that, like, when you get to talk with him a little bit tonight, or hear him talk a little bit tonight. So, in order to grow on social media, you have to post great content. You have to interact on social media properly. You need to network properly and utilize each and every platform to the best of its ability. So, in order to assist you guys, I want to bring in this incredible creator. So, I'm going to go ahead and play the introduction video here. And I'm going to let you guys introduce to Mr. Danny Drops himself.
Hey, do you know who I am?
I know what Timmy is.
Oh.
Hey, Danny, who's Danny?
Oh shit. Oh. Right here.
Where?
Under. Hold on, Tim. No. Yeah. Wait. That's more like it. Low 42, The riot shielder. I take a look at my mini-map to see where the zone was pulling, and what I saw may have been a gift from God himself. It was a car. I channeled my inner Peter Parkour, and I hopped from one roof to the next, that roof to the car, and took off like Vin Diesel because I was fast and furious. If this works out, this is the greatest comeback of all time. If this works out, this is the greatest comeback of all time. Oh my God! What's up, mother? Whoa! Summer nights, chilling all up on the rooftops, trading places, buy rounds of Patron shots. 1 p.m. when they for work, baby, oh fuck. Never show we at the beach, baby, surf's off. Left my card up at the bar, gotta close off. And I know we're not in love, baby, so what? Want your body, I'm a body, take your clothes off. If you change your mind, I'm down for one more drive.
Welcome, Danny Drops, to the PSP Podcast.
A trip to Paris, out on the terrace under the lights. Stars are shining, light up the diamonds you have for eyes. If you change your mind, I'm down for one more drive.
The funny thing when it comes to like streaming and all that is like, there's always audio problems at some point in some way, shape, or form. Even when you spend, oh dude, I'm awful. But
it's bad, so bad.
I spent like 2 months like preparing for like podcasts and like stuff like that. Like I always try to do things like heavily in advance, but that still doesn't stop like the technical problems because there's so many things on stream.
I always have the problem where like I will set up everything perfectly fine and it works, and then I'll like go away for like the weekend, then I'll come back on a Monday and everything's like messed up and I just don't know how it happens. I'm convinced there's like someone that comes into my house and like just like pulls a plug or something like that.
Oh, the streamer goblins, man, they're real.
Yeah, it's a 100. It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
It's totally real. So you integrate your content with music too, and that's really awesome. I see the guitars behind you. How long have you been a musician?
I wouldn't call myself a musician. I would call myself a wannabe musician. I've been on and off playing the guitar since I was young. I was self-taught. I don't know notes. I don't know like anything. I just went by sounds. YouTube like videos and tutorials and whatever, and then I just like went by sounds, and then I figured out there were scales and stuff like that, and then I kind of self-taught myself and whatnot. And then I would put it down for like a couple of months. I'd pick it up for a couple of months. So I've been like so on and off that I'm like not like really, really good, but like I could like fake it. You know what I'm saying? I could fake it. I could figure out a song. I could figure out the chords to a song. Like give me like an hour, like 30 minutes or an hour. I could figure stuff out and whatnot. But I'm a wannabe musician.
Hey, but you're still good, man. Like honestly, like,
I appreciate it.
We hear you singing on stream, and like your livelihood and your personality. Like the reason why I wanted to bring you in on this particular topic is because your personality brings people in. Like you draw people in with your content, and during the stream itself, you keep people there with your personality.
I try,
and it's awesome.
I try my best. It's not an easy thing to do, but I try my best. I mean, it is. It's like it's not an easy thing to do, but it is an easy thing to do. I'm just being me at the end of the day. Just always, I get on. I just try to be me, but it is hard. Just trying to stay on for hours. It's not easy, but it's fun. It's what keeps you going.
It is so difficult trying to like be live for hours, and I know you do it earlier on in the day. You play with some really incredible creators as well, like with Chubbs and Luch. And
yes,
Mr. Tommy No Cans.
Tommy, yes, that guy Tommy.
That guy Tommy. That everybody knows. But no, Timmy's great. I love him. Good people.
So do I. It's my brother.
But
there'd be no Danny Drops without Timmy Two Cans.
You know, I think there still would be, and like, cause you're really rising on your like with your content, and like people are starting to know you for you, and like of what I've noticed and of what I've seen, like. Your content is elevating just like Shady's. It's going to like that next like upper echelon tier, like kind of like what Chubbs did. And it's really, really exciting to watch.
It's cool. It's fun. Like right now, I've been like in a spot where like I've slowed down, honestly. Like I've real life hit and whatnot, moved out, learning how to adult and stuff like that. So like my time management is one, horrible, and I'm learning how to adult. To like, you know, between like working, I got myself back in the gym just for like, I wanted to get myself back in shape. I was in great shape and I let myself go. And it's also great for the mental. Right, yeah, it's hard. It's hard, man, just to get back into it. But once you do, it really, really helps, especially like mentally and whatnot. But just like with all the craziness and just learning how to adult, I've slowed down. Like, I don't think I've posted anything in a while, but like, I'm almost like, I'm trying to turn my mindset into like, if I can't post consistently anymore, which is really important to like, I want to make like quality stuff. So like I have something like I've been editing for like a week and a half already, like a YouTube video. And once I get that like finalized or whatever, I'll start like chopping that into like my short form stuff and whatnot. So it's going to take a little, the process is going to be a little bit longer, but I'm as sad as I am to like kind of like take back, you know, like take a step back and whatnot, and really like kind of like not be as consistent and like as present as I was. Like I'm almost excited to like see like longer work periods and like the product of that and whatnot.
And it's really cool, like, to see like your content process. Like, so let me ask: do you take your long form videos and chop them up into short forms as you see them, or do you like go through like your streams and you like chop specific things up as well?
No, I mean, I used to just go like I really wasn't doing YouTube videos and stuff like that. So I would just go for like the 1 minute TikTok, but then Facebook like added their program or whatever for reels and like ads and stuff like that on like longer form videos. So I was like, all right, let me try to start chopping up a 5 minute video and then chop that down to a 1 minute for TikTok. And then I was like, oh, I got partnered on YouTube. So let's try to make a 20-minute video and then chop that down to an 8 minute video for Facebook and then chop that down to a 1 minute video for TikTok and Facebook and Twitter and everything. And then TikTok is like, now we're going to introduce longer videos on TikTok that pay. So now it's take a 20-minute YouTube video, chop that down to an 8 minute video for Facebook, chop that down to a 4 minute video for TikTok, but chop that down to a 1 minute video for TikTok, Facebook, Insta, like everything. It's a lot.
It really
It's
is
a lot, but that's what I try to go for. I try to go for the long and then chop it down to the short.
See, I do the opposite. I go for the short, and then I when I see something, like if I have like an incredible like all around game,
Mhm.
I will make that like a long form. But
Mhm.
my problem is time management. Like I have like a total of 4 hours to edit a week.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's
It's
hard.
horrible. It's hard. It's hard and it's horrible. Like you wish that you could have more time to edit because it's a long process. Like it could take like, you know the deal. Like and other people like that create know the deal. Like for a 1 minute video it could take you like 3 hours sometimes or whatever. So imagine a 15-minute YouTube video. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy the amount of work and the time. Just the time alone that goes into it is insane.
And I was talking to Shady about this too. And like what was really interesting is like from where my videos started, where like I'm spending like literally 10 minutes like throwing something together, posting it out there, and he's like,
Mm,
well, what about this? And what about this little piece? And what if you
mm-hmm,
like cut the sound out? You cut the breaks of the sound out. Look at how much smoother it runs. And then
mm-hmm,
I'm like, oh, well, if I take some of the concepts that different people like have been telling me, like that Shady's been telling me, that Preds has been telling me, and like other content creators that I talk to, like it's really like time consuming. And like to
mm-hmm,
be able to like try to throw everything together and not pay the $7 million for Adobe, like the Adobe Premiere Pro,
mm-hmm.
and like doing everything on DaVinci, like you don't have that AI that generates your text. So
Right,
you have to manually kind of go through and say, "Oh, this is where the break is. So this is
right.
where I have to do it."
No, I get. It's hard. It's hard, man. There's a lot that goes into it. It's super, super hard.
But
I
nonetheless, you do a great job, man, and you bring people in.
I try. I try my best. I appreciate it.
So let me ask you something here. Let's talk about like content in general.
Okay.
So, how do you think content has evolved since the pandemic? I'm kind of curious of your opinion.
Dude, I don't even know. Like it's so weird. Like people are back to normal. People are like, everything's back to normal. You're back to living your lives. I feel like people are they're consuming content less, but I feel like the audience that does consume content, like it's so weird. Like all I know, like there is a large audience that will watch a long video and there's a large audience that will swipe away in 2 seconds and their attention span is the size of a peanut. And that's not an insult at anybody because my mind is the same way sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like just looking for like a quick satisfaction and a quick watch or whatever. And then sometimes I'm really pulled into like a 15-minute video. It's just all over the place. Like it just comes down to, I guess, quality. Really what's eye catching and what's fun to whoever. But again, now that everybody's back to the real world for some time now, whatever, it's definitely different. It's definitely different. Like once I went through the motions of posting consistently and finally like started getting viewership on my social media, like all social media, TikTok, YouTube, all that and whatnot, and found my groove and whatnot, like Warzone 1-ish. and whatnot. Like it was insane, and it I feel like it changed up. Like there was like once everything started went back to normal, like I felt it in my viewership. Like it wasn't the same and whatnot. But that's also the time that I learned how to kind of pivot my editing style, and I looked at like C-Preds, and I looked at the way like Sally makes a video and Lucci makes a video, and
Great
Buyback
creators.
Brian like told me how to like, taught me how to like edit a little bit better and whatnot or whatever. And so like I kind of took what I was doing, but I kind of went like storytelling, but also like hectic, just crazy hectic comedy and stuff like that. And then that kind of started taking off a little bit and started doing better, but like it still wasn't the same. You know what I'm saying? But again, it all depends, I guess, on like how well that video, is made. There are people that I feel like are definitely a product of the pandemic and whatnot. And I'm not saying, I don't know if I would like, it's not disrespectful, but like there was a bunch of people sitting home doing nothing, watching videos, and just, that was all there was to do. And then after the pandemic and things went back to normal, it got hard for a lot of people, and the people that are still working through it, like that still like are getting banger views and generating an audience or whatever, like they found out the secret sauce. Like that is the true, like they know how to edit, they know how to make a banger video, they know how, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, real
and
life came back.
that's what you got to go for.
When real life came back, like you separate yourself a little bit, and it's kind of interesting and cool to watch. Like, I actually really enjoyed. I didn't start during the pandemic. I started after, which I thought was really interesting. But watching all these creators like during the pandemic, like when we really had nothing to do, like I remember like I was never really watching a whole lot of Twitch. Like someone was like, "Oh, have you ever watched Pokemon?" I'm like, "No."
I didn't even know what Twitch was. I didn't even know what Twitch was.
Like same. And then like even going forward, like seeing Marie, like Marie Angel, like was the first person I watched on Twitch. Watching her snipe, and then meeting, or well, not meeting, but like going into Steffi Evans' stream, and then Bad Bear Gamer's stream, and then meeting Shady, and like I didn't think I would even be able to like talk on the same level of these people, let alone like kind of, because I've always watched content ever since I was like a little kid. I just had never actually like delved into the whole process until like post pandemic. But seeing like what happened during the pandemic, it was great for everybody to grow. And
Yeah, it was awesome.
Post pandemic, like when work hit, everyone was like kind of throwing things in the air, and it was like, whoa, it's like life is hitting, man.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Things went back to normal, and it's like, oh, is this still going to be a real thing? It was nuts. It was nuts. But you make good content, it stands like the test of time, and people will stick around and whatnot.
Exactly. And like those people will outshine like their competitors on a day-to-day basis, and that's why people like Lucci have like grown as much as they have. It's like you've grown as much as you have. Like Timmy's grown as much as he has. Like the like the list goes on. Like amazing creators will create amazing content and do what they do if given the best opportunity.
Yeah.
So on that note, what's the best streaming platform? I know this is a big debate.
Probably YouTube.
YouTube.
Probably, I don't know. I don't even stream on YouTube, but probably YouTube. I don't know. It's everyone's the best streaming platform. Maybe this is a bad answer. The best streaming platform is going to be the one that's still you're able to stream on in the next year or two. Like who knows what's happening to Twitch? Kick is, I wouldn't say the wild west right now, because streaming in general, like as a business or whatever, is still like the wild west or whatever. Like it's not really like solidified in like hardcore whatever. Like as a content creator, I still hear people like being not paid out by like brand deals and stuff like that. So like it's still like the wild west of like jobs, I guess. But like Twitch is going through the ringer right now. Kick is made as a big FU to Twitch and whatnot, and YouTube's just like sitting there being like, hey, listen, we're the website that you post everything on. Your viewers are here anyways, and you could stream here. And YouTube's like, hey, I'm Google. Like, like, hey, like, we're here, baby. Like, You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's like, you
it's
want content? Come search me.
right, right. It's, I mean, if anything, it's YouTube is probably the best to stream on. But like Twitch, you just like it's that huge community feel. Like it's just a website, but for some reason, it feels like you're at your homie's house or like you're in a theater, whether you're on your phone at a train or something like that or whatever. Like it feels like the spot to be at. And you know what I'm saying? And Kick is like for the creators that are looking for a more creator based focus, like platform and whatnot. And YouTube's just there. YouTube is definitely like the best place ever. It's just their UI is horrible and it just doesn't have that friendly community, Twitch feel. Like Twitch nailed that. Twitch is
I
That's what
agree.
that is.
I feel like if Twitch and YouTube kind of combined forces with like Twitch's UI and
Oh my
YouTube's,
god,
like
it'd be
it'd be
game
the best
over.
thing. It'd be the best thing ever. And like no
It, it
no no downer to Kick. I know they're working on their 2.0.
Sure.
But I mean, like, Kick definitely is kind of seems like the wild wild west, and I respect the hell out of Kick. I have my following
Oh,
on
so do
Kick.
I.
Like, people for whatever reason, like, anytime I'm on Kick, I have a higher viewership. I don't know if it's their algorithm or what, but and I've
Sure.
spent years on Twitch, and I've only had like 4 viewers
Right.
consistently, and nothing
Yeah, I
wrong
don't
with
know.
that.
I don't know what it is either. And like, there's no disrespect to Kick either. Like, I like streaming on Kick too, but like it's a platform. Like, I don't really like. In the back of my head, like I don't know again if this is a good answer. Like, I don't even like I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like if Kick wasn't a thing, I'd be streaming on Twitch because like that's what everyone's really most familiar with. And now that Twitch is like saying, hey, like you could stream wherever, I would be if Kick wasn't a thing, I'd be doing it on Twitch and YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like now that you're free to stream at the same time wherever or whatever, that's a good thing. Because people are gonna go where people are comfortable and whatnot. Like if you're a big YouTube person, you're gonna, you know, watch someone on YouTube and go picture and pick. If I don't know if like you're like if people like you can multitask like that, but like if you want something in the background and watch a streamer at the same time, you could do that. Like I know on Kick you can do picture in picture, so you know, you can have a Kick stream up and do whatever else you want to. It's wherever you're comfortable at and whatnot. And that's where I'm streaming. Like I'm like you can't if you just stream on YouTube, you're not going to get everyone that wants to come over on YouTube. If you stream on Twitch, you're not going to get everybody that wants to come over to Twitch. So, to me, it doesn't matter at this point. To some people, it might. To some people, it's like, well, you should just focus on one and whatnot, and all the communities there, and your chats there and whatnot. But I don't know. It just to me, it doesn't matter. I try to spread the love everywhere. I try to focus on chat everywhere, and just it's just me going live and putting out my entertainment and whatnot.
It's just going live and having fun, man. And that's
That's
why
it.
like your personality is that's why it sells. And that's why people want to be there. Like
Right.
like for example, I'm flying in an airport and I had a list of like 40 streamers that I could have watched and I chose your stream to come join.
Appreciate
And I
it.
chose your stream to come join because like I enjoy your content and I enjoy watching it even though like the internet was awful in the airport and it was like
Sure.
being really choppy, but
It
hey,
always is.
airport life, right?
That Delta Wi-Fi, baby.
Delta Wi-Fi, baby.
Horrible.
But yeah,
Horrible.
man, your personality like really sells you as a creator. So I have to ask, and a lot of people struggle with this, and they're considered fake. But how important is it to be yourself as a creator?
It's the most important thing. Don't get me wrong. Like I I get inspiration from a lot of people and whatnot. Like again, like I wouldn't have known what to do. Like if you look at my earliest stuff, like my earliest content, you'll be like in the comments. You'll even see in the comments, rip off Timmy Toucans. Like I knew
So much more.
I met a guy that showed me that I could be whatever I want to be any day of the weeks, and I started learning how to make content, and I wanted to like in a direction. And that's how I started. And you get your start by getting inspired by other people and studying, how to make content and what you like and stuff like that. And you're kind of like a product of what you like, but you always put your twist. Like at the end of the day, like I'm me. I act myself. What you see on stream is what you would see in person, at least if I had the energy. If I'm tired, I'm not going to be like that crazy. But if you met me in person, the person you see on stream, the person that you watch in my videos is me that you would see on the street and whatnot. And it's the most important thing. And then you pull inspiration from other people, and then you finagle it into your own thing, and you keep trying and see what works and whatnot, and you keep modifying it until you have your own pure concoction, and then you go with it. You roll.
And that's so key because, like, you mentioned like the in person versus like online life. I feel like I'm the only person who's different in person, but that's because I struggle with anxiety. I
Sure.
feel like that's just me. Like, I'll meet somebody in person and I'm like quiet and reserved, and I'm like,
Mhm.
don't look at me.
I'm
But
more like that now. I wasn't. I'm very. I'm not like really really quiet and reserved, but I'm more like that now. Pre-pandemic, I used to live my life for the weekend, so I would go out. We'd be, yeah, party hard and whatnot,
I
hang
was like
out.
EJFT or something like that. I don't know
Oh
the
yeah,
personality test, but
I was crazy. And then once I started just like, I guess bunkered down in my house or whatever, and once like real life hit, but then like I started going, I'm like, I'm just kind of like, I just want to chill. Like I'm a chill person. You know what I'm saying? Still fun, still energetic or whatever, but like a lot more like reserved and chill. Like I'm definitely not the type of person to like go up to everyone and anyone anymore. I'm kind of like in the corner, just like with my homies or whatever, my girlfriend, and we're just like chill.
and I feel that because like I don't know what it happened between like pre-pandemic, post-pandemic. I don't know, maybe like I'm afraid of COVID or something, but like so much rather would spend the nights in at my house playing Search and Destroy or playing Warzone and trolling people than going
Hmm.
out to a bar and spending money on a drink and then wondering why my bank account is negative, you know?
Me too. Me too.
It's funny.
That is a fact. That is a fact.
Hmm.
I much rather just like hop into a game of Warzone and just like ride shield and RPG on a Friday night than go
In,
out and wonder when I wake up on Saturday why I have no money ever.
those loadouts that you come up with are so funny. Like seeing you and Chubbs run around with like a sniper and a shotgun and just trolling people, and they get so mad, and Resurgence is so funny.
It's so fun. It's so fun. It gives me life.
Like my
It's all about having fun. It's all about having fun. That's it. Like how many sweats are there already? You already got people that
constant
are
sweats.
competitive. If we're talking Call of Duty or whatever, like there's a professional scene for that. You know what I'm saying? And there's people that found out the balance between being competitive and super sweaty, and they sprinkle their little fun, their funny moments in there. Like you got your Joe Woes, and you got that they're there, they're doing it. Whatever. I'm not that guy. I'm there to have some fun. I'm there to be stupid.
I'm there to troll people. That's what I
That's
do.
it. That's
But
it.
I started really evolving my content to the evolvement of proximity chat. I should have gone
Yep.
straight DMZ, but now that they added proximity chat to Resurgence, it's turned into the most toxic place in the best possible way.
Oh, it's awesome.
So like I downed someone, I asked them, I'm like, so what do you think went wrong here, bud? And then like they'll come back and they're like, all right, man, I'm coming back for you.
Oh yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal in the best way. At least for me. Like I don't get phased by anything. I don't get phased by it. What are you gonna do?
I feel
It's
like
a
prox
game. It's a
chat's the
video
only
game,
thing
pal.
that's saving COD right now.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it is definitely better. It's in a better place. It's still not perfect, and I don't think it's ever gonna be perfect. You can't please everyone. Um, but it's at least for me. Like I don't. If the game didn't have proc chat, I'd still be playing it. The death comms, I like just for the.
Oh,
It's just the
Deftoms are great.
reactions. I go my content. If I'm not doing like storytelling content, like some funny storytelling bit, like my content used to be like just fast paced, really hectic comedy, death com ending content. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like the type of stuff that I like. Just funny, goofy stuff. RPG someone and you can't hear them, and then bang, death com or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what used to get me going, and that's what still does. Like I don't really
I miss
care.
the
Like
Panzer.
don't get. Oh, me too. Oh my god, me too. So much. It was the best. It was the time of my life.
I honestly think that with the resurgence of Rebirth and Fortune's Keep, this could be one of the most incredible things for COD. But if it's
Mhm.
done wrong, it could be one of the most disturbing things for COD because you'd be ruining nostalgia.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's like I'm expecting it not to be 100% the same. You know what I'm saying? I'm expecting it not to be the same. I don't think they're just gonna throw it back in and say, okay, here it is. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna keep it new, or like they're gonna freshen things up a little bit for the people that maybe haven't played or the people that are new, and they're not just gonna throw in like the same exact thing in there. And even if they do, it's fine. Whether they do or they don't, it's fine. I'm fine with it. I want multiple. If we're talking Call of Duty, like I just want multiple maps in rotation. I want to have fun. I don't at this point. I don't care. Like there's never gonna be a peak unless some revolutionary Call of Duty or other game is created. There is never going to be a peak fun. There's never going to be peak fun like there was for Dansk, Rebirth, Fortune's Keep,
Oh, Verdansk was life changing in
Pandemic. It was that it's never going to be the same ever. Even if they throw in Verdansk tomorrow, still not going to be the same. The same map, OG Verdansk. Everyone's fun. Everyone's happy, having a good time. Never going to be the same, but it's still going to be fun.
True.
If you want to have fun,
And it's all about fun.
that's
and like,
it. It's all about fun,
so
baby.
many people get so mad at the game, and like honestly, in my opinion, those people that get mad at the game, they're content for us.
Right.
Like I was playing S&D last night, and this dude was unbelievably mad for no reason, and I said, "Oh, that's so adorable," and he got even more mad.
I love that. That's that's my stuff. That's my stuff. I might actually start playing a little bit of S&D more and recording it just for like those fun. Like I might even make a second channel, whatever, just for it. Like that's my fun. That's my fun. Me and Tim will hop in. Me, Tim, our buddy Eddie, and whatnot. We'll hop. Like it'll be 11:30 at night.
Man of riot
Just,
shields.
no,
and
not
RPGs.
not even a full 6-man. We'll just get like 3 or 4 people sometimes, and we'll just go into search and destroy, or we used to. It would be 11:30 at night. Just screw around with like a sniper on an RPG or a riot shield and like the chainsaw. Oh my god! And the death comms were unreal, and it's amazing. And then the post game lobby, everyone's screaming on the top of their lungs, and I'm just sitting there like these guys like. That was real. Like these reactions are real. It makes me concerned, but also very happy. It's so fun.
It is so much fun to see like the backlash of content, but it's like, so the only thing that I caution with like S&D in general is like people are ridiculously racist and sexist
Yes.
like more so than anything.
Never
Like,
gonna end.
It's never gonna end, unfortunately.
Yep.
I mean, I wish that like people would grow up, but
Never gonna happen.
It's never gonna happen. But yeah,
It's
man,
those people that are saying it will pass it on to their kids, who will play the next generation of video games, and it'll pass on, and they think it's normal. That's the sad thing. They'll think they think, oh, it's fine. My dad said it. I'm saying it. It's over the internet. No one's ever gonna know who I am. They'll never find me. It's never gonna end. Sad, but never gonna end.
But that's why S&D content is so much fun to make.
It's great.
It's so much
It's
fun.
great. it's horrible, but it's just the reactions of those schmucks. You know what I'm saying? That are just like it's amazing. It's amazing, and it makes for good content.
We need to have a platform called like Uncensored or something like that, where we can actually like post S&D content.
Oh my god, like real like raw S&D content.
Like raw S&D content.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's fun.
That'd be nuts.
But like even in Warzone trios, I've been seeing more deathcoms like that and more people like in Resurgence and BR doing that stuff in trios. I don't know what it is about trios. It doesn't happen in duos. It doesn't happen in solos, but it's trios and quads.
It's
yeah.
I don't get it either. But you want to know something? Sometimes you will fall upon that like one team that is just like so solid and cool. Like I was playing, what was it? It was last week. I was solo quadding. I got home from work and I was like, I haven't played in a couple of days and I just want to play. And I was solo quadding and I tried to push a team and I just kept getting like they just kept killing me. So I kept going back and I was like, guys, I don't know what happened to my team, but I'm a solo, like knowing I'm solo quadded, but I tried to like get in with them and they let me in. And so we were teaming up and whatnot. And then they pinned me in this room and the 4 dudes went in the 4 corners and they were like, all right, here's the real test if you're going to stay alive. They were fucking with me. They were messing with me and they put me in the middle of the room and they started quizzing me and they were like, you know, who got elected president in like 2008? And I was like, I Obama. And like, they were like, all right, correct. Next question. What was Lil Wayne's first album or whatever? And maybe I was streaming this. I might've been streaming this. And I just like threw like a drill charge at one. And like, I was like, I don't know Lil Wayne's first album. I threw a drill charge at one and I ran out and they all bum rushed me or whatever. Like, that's another good moment when you run into like a team like that. That's like not like absolutely insane, and like they're willing to like fuck around a little bit. That also makes for like some good stuff and whatnot. By the way, I'm sorry if you hear banging in the back. My girlfriend is starting to cook. She's making some dinner tonight, and there's a lot of pots. There's pots and pans, and there's some crazy stuff happening in the background.
I have been completely changing my whole diet because like you may not know this, like I'm 340 pounds. I don't look it. I mean, I look gorgeous.
No, well, you're stunning.
I'm Italian. I mean, it's just part of my culture. But
come over tonight. We're having tomato sauce off the wall though tonight because it's about to get splattered all over the place.
All right, I'll hop in my jet. I'll get out there.
There you go.
But because I mean, like I love Brooklyn. I love coming out to New York. I don't know if you live in Brooklyn, but I love coming out to New York. It's fun.
Where are you?
I'm in the land. I'm in Ohio. I'm in Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay, you are in the land.
Mm-hmm. The land that everyone's like. So the funny thing about Cleveland is we're right on the main line of internet, right? So we should have like all like the bells and whistles, right? And
you don't.
No, I have like 5 megabytes of upload or something like that. I think I have like 10 tonight, which is great for the podcast.
You should sue.
Give
sue
me
Cleveland, please. Fiber is so good.
Come on, LeBron, fix it.
Fiber is so good. It's life-changing. I'm telling you.
If I had fiber, then like I would be able to do so many more things. It would make life a lot easier.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
So I have a question, and everybody, and I know all your fans wants to know this. When you scream help, do you actually need it? Or are you secretly calling for help because you know they need it?
I'm calling for help because I fucking need help. I fucking need it.
You call the fireman, call the police.
Oh, call everybody. Call everybody. Call the president, call the FBI, call them all.
So you do actually need to help.
Oh my God, I need so much help. Anytime that I'm screaming for help. Anytime that I'm screaming for help.
But they're still the best in the world. And how many of the best of the worlds are there?
They're all the best in the world. That's the thing. When I'm playing, the kids that I'm going up against, they're all the best in the world. They don't stop. Just when you think it's over, the next best in the world, I stand corrected. The next guy's the best in the world. They're all the best.
It's really an awesome positive mentality to have when you think about it like that, because instead of getting mad at the game, you're like, oh, this guy's the best in the world. So I'm not getting mad.
I suck. I suck. I get blessed every once in a while, but I go in there well knowing that a lot of crashing back there. I go well.
You better duck.
I go in knowing well that I'm about to get my ass beat, but I just try to make the best of a situation and have fun through prox chat, through some funky loadout or whatever. Just about having fun, and especially now that I lack time and I'm not going to be playing a lot anymore. That's my main focus. Is how I don't know whether I'm going to have to go in with a game plan now and start like planning content because I never really planned content. I know Preds plans content. I know Preds. That guy is a content grinder. That guy that guy don't mess around.
He is so good with his content.
He's very good with his content. I know. I know Preds. That guy probably has got 6 months in advance of planned content. And that's probably really smart. And I should probably like adopt that. You know what I'm saying? And really start like thinking of ideas. So whether or not the video always like you're never always gonna get like one video might not always beat the next, and the next video might not be as good as the last one, but at least you always have like a flow of content and consistency and good ideas and whatnot or whatever. But like I don't know whether I'm gonna have to do that, but all I know is since I do not have the time like I used to, we're not full-time streaming anymore. And I'm probably going to do my last stream, believe it or not, in March, like around my 3 years. Not like my last stream ever, but like my last like sort of semi-consistent one. After that, it might be like, hey, see you in July. Or maybe I'll come on like a month and a half. Like I'm really going to be focusing on content with my time being off so I can get in the game, make sure it's fun, edit it, and then post it and whatnot. But like that's my main thing is because I'm not gonna have the time. All I know is since I don't have the time, gotta come in, gotta make it fun, and so the video comes out really good, really clean, really fun. And then when I stream, I'm not coming on to, hey guys, it's been a long time. Come watch me not look at you or look at chat and focus on this 40 bomb. No, I want to have fun. That's the goal.
And that's so crucial when you're making content because when you have fun, like that's when the best content starts to hit. Except for when you're not recording, because the moment you're not recording, you hit the best thing ever.
Of course. That's what I try to record as much as I can, even when I'm like off camera or like off stream. I for the most part, I always have the camera rolling. Even if my camera's not on, like I'll always be recording the game or whatever. Just to have it.
That's the whole reason why I have my second PC.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I tried to like save as much money as I can just so I can always have that capture card going into my second PC so I can constantly be recording.
Mm-hmm.
And I still forget to hit record sometimes.
Oh, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I'll be live, or if I'm not, whether I'm live or not live, I'll like something amazing will happen and I'll look at my stream deck and I'll be like, shit, I don't see the little thing glowing. And I know I'm not recording and I'm like, well, there goes that. But it is what it is.
True. And you always learn from it and you get better because you can always learn from all your mistakes, especially in games like COD. So
True.
What is your favorite game minus COD? I have to ask.
As of right now, I really don't play a lot of games. I used to be so much more of a video game player. I'm not even pre-pandemic. I wasn't even playing, but like the last 3 years, I want to say 3 or 4 years before the pandemic, I used my Xbox. Like I stopped playing video games and I just used my Xbox to make my TV a smart TV. But before that, I was playing the Nintendo 64. I had the PlayStation 2. I had the Xbox. I got the Xbox 360. So I played like Call of Duty. I played Halo. I played like Skyrim back in the day. I played Fable, like PS2 with like the Sly Cooper and the Jack, those Jack games and whatnot. Like those were fun. Today, my favorite game other than COD is probably Pal World because I just downloaded that. I was playing that for an hour and a half before I came on here, just messing around with Tim. And that game it's wild. That game
I
is
have
nuts.
it downloaded. I'm afraid to start it because if I end up starting that game, I have a feeling I'm going to be addicted. And also, I don't want to be addicted because Pokemon is totally going to sue them.
Oh, 100%. It's gonna be nuts. But I like this perfect example of damn it, why am I not recording? The last hour and a half of my life playing that game was a YouTube video. Just me and him trying to figure out how the hell, like what the hell to do in this game. It was hysterical.
You and Tim on any game is a YouTube video. It's just hilarious.
It's fun.
You have those creators that you just mesh with really well. And I've noticed that like you get along with like specific ones like Tim and like Chubbs, and like you guys have that banter back and forth. It's just so great.
It was easy. Like when I met Tim, like the like again, like people like in the comments, which never bothers me, whatever. But like I'll get like rip off Timmy Toucans. They're like, oh, you're like Tim or stuff like that. Like people don't understand. Like, but people, I sort of why, but like people don't understand. Like off camera, when we first met each other, the reason why we clicked so much was because the shit that we say that you hear, our banter or whatever, was like day one off the rip. It was like there might have been like like maybe 5 or 10 minutes of like courtesy of like just meeting each other. It's like, hey, my name's Dan. Like and then there was like little tiptoeing to see like how comfortable or like how we could push each other a little bit. And then after 10, 15 minutes, it was like, hey, stupid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's nuts. We're the same person. That's why it kind of works so well. And that's why we have a joke. It's like, oh, you guys related? Yeah, we were separated at birth or whatever. We work the same.
I remember back in the Rebirth days when I think that's when you guys started doing like your kind of thing together, right? I remember a situation where you guys ran out of prison. You hopped on the like, I don't want to say it wasn't an ATV that was outside the prison. It was that weird like go-kart looking thing, right?
Sure.
So then you guys drove down to Control Center, and then Tim brought it in, and like your guys' banter in that moment was one of the funniest things I've seen. It was so great.
It doesn't get any better than that. There's definitely like a good there's a rush. I don't know. I mean we gotta ask him. Maybe one day we get him on here too, but you gotta ask him. I don't know if he'll give you the same answer, but when we play together, it's just the banter and the rush. Like you kind of I black out a little bit. I black out a little bit, and we all do. It just happens. You know what I'm saying? It's just we go off of each other. We feed off of each other's energy, and it's a lot. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to play with. And then Chubbs comes in and he handles it perfectly.
Chubbs is amazing. Chubbs is awesome. Such a character in like the best possible way. I'm in love with the way his content has been going, and like honestly, like every time it sucks that he streams in the morning, but it's also great that he streams in the morning because he deserves like that extra viewership that comes with streaming in the morning. But damn it, Chubbs, now I can't watch your live.
I know. I know.
Like all the good streamers have started like when they go full time have started moving to the morning, which is okay. But like you get more people that are from like different countries coming in and tuning in, and then like as you're like moving into like the 4 o'clock hour, you're getting people coming back from school and you're getting that crowd as well.
Sure.
It's
I
really
just
cool
always
to
like
think about that.
It is cool to think about it. I don't know like what time would be a better time for people and whatnot. Because it's again, you're right. Like people all around the world are watching in the morning because you kind of have like the hour difference where people can tune in or whatever. Then after 3, 4 o'clock, people are out of school. The younger crowd, I guess, can come in and whatnot. And you know, like the adults are home from work and stuff like that. But I don't know. I feel like my viewership has always been better in the morning, just because again, yes, I have people from around the world watching. And then 2, people are like, if you're not watching, you're listening like a podcast if you're at work. And 3, I like getting up in the morning and starting my day off with work. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my job. Like, and then you end, and then you have another 8 hours where you have to edit or at least attend to anything else in your life, you know, like, you know, adult things. And that's like always the schedule I liked. Now it's different. So like now my schedule, like I go to work at 1, I get out at 9. So like if I were to stream, I start around like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, get 3 or 4 hours in, and then try to edit something when I come home from work. But it's a bitch to balance. And then I've been fitting the gym in it. It's hard. So
Oh, time
that's
management is so
it's
crucial as a
hard.
creator.
It's hard. Well, that's why I'm stepping back from streaming. That's why
And
there's really
I'm
going
gonna
to be
have
no
to do the
streams.
same thing at some point soon. I have to start studying for my certifications, and I have to fit that
Mhm.
into my schedule. So I'm gonna have to be doing kind of the same thing. It's like waking up at 7 a.m., going to work, going to the gym for that
But
hour,
I
coming
think it'll
home.
work out. I think it's going to work out just because back to what you said before about like you said something about like if content's changed or if it's the same thing like from a couple of years ago to now. I think it's like a yes and no thing. It's like I think good videos are good videos and they'll do well. And I think, but also at the same time, it's so saturated. Like I don't, and maybe it's just Call of Duty content. I'll let you know when I start posting other content because I made another TikTok and I want to start doing a little music again. I want to start doing like IRL
Yes, do
skits
that.
and stuff like that. I made another TikTok. I want to do like skits and just like me talking and bantering into the camera, whatever. I made another TikTok for that, and I made another TikTok for music stuff and whatnot. But I guess because it's a real job now. It's a real field you can go into, like being creative and like as or like being a content creator or like TikTok, just doing like straight up TikTok videos and stuff like that. Like everyone wants to do it, so everything is so saturated. Like my For You page is even more wild now than it was in the pandemic, and everyone was sitting home during the pandemic. But like now, like there were so many people trying to pursue this or just trying to have fun with it and just posting it. But the fact of the matter is, there are so many people posting on all platforms now that in any category, it's so saturated. So you really, really, really need to stand out now. Like if we're still again, we're talking Call of Duty, 17 billion people are posting loadout videos. I don't give a shit about your video. I'm there for the guns attachments at the end, and then I'm gone. You
Well,
know
they
what I'm
added a
saying? So
scroll
like,
feature now, so we can
so
actually, yeah.
right. So like I like that's the thing. It's like because everyone's doing those now. And still like the main one that I'll probably go to is J God. And same thing with like guitar videos or whatever. Like there's only like there's a certain amount of like musicians that I look at on TikTok, like on my other account or whatever, and then like every once in a while, like on my For You feed, like my feed, like I'll find someone else. I'm like, oh, okay, like I'll check him out or whatever, because like it was a really good freaking video, but everything is this, it's all the same in that category and whatnot. So it's so saturated. So I think like the time off, more focusing on editing and really trying to like figure out how to elevate your video with personality, some fun editing features, transitions, whatever. I think that is really like the like what you really need to focus on if you're going to be like a content creator. If you're really
Udemy
going
Udemy's become my best friend for like learning how to edit in DaVinci.
Mhm.
Like I'll pay $5 for a DaVinci Resolve course. That's fine.
Mhm.
That's
That's
perfect
okay.
because now that I know that, I learned how to edit and I can edit quickly.
Sure. Sure. But
But
I
it's
think
still a
that's
process to find the
yeah, no,
best content.
absolutely. Absolutely. But that's what I think. That's what I like. I think like as sad as it might be that like we're gonna have to take time and we're gonna have to step back and whatnot. I think like if the time that we have we use wisely, it will pay off. You know
I
what I'm
agree.
saying? And again, not to be disrespectful, but there's also like a billion schmucks on the internet doing degenerate things. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
There's got to be room for genuine people who make really good videos. There's got to be room for us. You know what I'm saying? So I think, but you just got to figure out how to make it, and then once you do, and you get the ball rolling, everything else, like, it takes its course. And then it's just learning on how to manage the actual business it becomes.
I agree 100%. And like being able to manage your business, like Bad Bear said it great. There are three types of creators in the Call of Duty scene: uh, entertainers, educators, and I forget the third one. I'm sorry. If he's in here, he'll probably yell at me, which is okay. You're allowed to. Um, but like it's so important, like, to kind of find your niche as a content creator in any way that you can, and like finding your niche will bring people in. I still haven't found mine. I'm in a budding stage.
I still don't think I found mine, to be honest with you.
Well, you're an entertainer.
Yeah,
So,
yes, but like also like I almost feel like, and sometimes I beat myself up sometimes because like I confidently could say this, it's not cocky. I could say confidently, like, I think I am good at what I do, and I think I do make really good videos, and I know I put myself, like, my personality into my videos, and maybe I beat myself up about it, and sometimes I do look at myself, or my own stuff, and I'll be like, I do see a little too much of that, or what I, like, learned off of somebody else or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's I always try to be 100% genuine, whatever, but at the same time, like, even my videos, like, I make my videos. I learn from Tim. Tim makes his videos, but there's also 1,000 other people that are making, like, those types of videos or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just fast-paced, funny, hectic content or whatever. Look at you, Rolo. You know Rolo Polo on Twitter.
yeah, I see Roller
So
Polo all the time.
yeah, so Rolo's awesome, and he's putting out some really great trolling content or whatever. But and people, they're I've seen videos. I've done it before too, like just C4, like just fun trolly stuff or whatever. But he's adding some really good flavor and his own style on it, and that's what's going for him. Same thing with Jay Broski
Yeah,
and stuff like that. Like,
Jay Broski's amazing.
I love Jay. I love Jay
He's
so
so
much.
great.
He's awesome. He's awesome. And like, there are 1,000 people that are doing that, but he's doing it the best and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I'm doing my style. There are also people that are doing the same type of video, and it's saturated. So, like, even for me, I look for, like, how I can elevate my content to stay ahead, to get better, to be on top of a trend and whatnot, and to really, really, like, solidify, like, my niche and stuff like that. I'm always looking for, like, the next thing, or like trying to think of, like, the next thing to really be, like, like, my niche or whatever.
With me, I just wish I had more time. And the
Sure.
reason why I say more time is because I have like 28. If I showed you my like 4 terabyte hard drive, you'd laugh. I have like 28 long form videos sitting there.
So do I.
I had started a series where it's like I met this dude and we had 4 back-to-back wins. And it was one of the funniest like things, meeting this guy in Warzone 2. I think his name was You're Dead. And like each game we would like have the same amount of kills, and we would have like unofficial kill races, and it would just get funnier and funnier and funnier with each win. And like they're just sitting there, and I just don't have the time to do it. One of these days I'll make enough money, I'll do what I need to do, I'll save properly. That's important, saving properly, ladies and gentlemen. But to be able to have that time to be able to edit those, but
it's hard.
It's hard.
But again, like I said before, when we take the step back or whatever, a little bit of time, like, you have to edit, you're not going to have a lot of time, so you're going to spend that time trying to make it as good as you possibly can. And then the next time you come back to that, you're like, okay, let's review that. Maybe your thought changed. Maybe you're thinking a little bit different. Maybe you change something in that, whatever you edited before. Maybe you don't. Maybe you leave it, but then you work off of that or whatever. And then, but in each session, you're like, how do I make this a banger?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to do. Like, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I want like 15 VODs right here, not touched. I don't have the time. And also like the energy is really important. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to, or you want to be creative, you have to have a good mindset for it or whatever. It's like whatever, whether you're working a physical job or like a mentally draining job or whatever you're doing is draining, and you come home, you sit at your computer, you need to be in
You
the
gotta be ready.
mindset to do it, or you have to be ready. Even you could be in a crap mindset, but as long as you have like a base to work with, or if it's planned, I guess that's again another thing why I should probably start planning content or whatever, because at least if you're not in the mood, whatever, like you still have a base and you know what to do or whatever. Where like me, I don't plan anything. I just try to have fun with my editing. And if I'm coming home after like a 12-hour day, like me, I'm a transporter in a hospital. So like if after I pushed 80 people around in a day and then went to the gym to like blow off blow off all the steam and aggravation from there. But now I come home after 12 hours of pushing people and 2 hours of lifting weights. I want to die. I want to sit there. I sit down on the couch and I'm like, and I can't think, let alone, and then I gotta edit. I gotta have fun. I gotta try to have fun and like edit a banger video, whatever. It's hard.
Oh yeah,
But
and the biggest thing that you said out of all that is like finding the time and getting in the mood and getting in the right mood, because
the right mood, it's important.
the right mood is important for all of your content, all of your work, whether you're working a day job in your like full-time career, whether you're streaming and doing your thing. Because if you have negative energy, your people are going to see that and they're going to
Yeah.
leave. And
Yep.
it's like, how are you able to keep people involved, interested around your streams? You have to have the right energy. You have to be inviting. You have to give them a reason to stay. So many people are going to not show up in that viewer count, which so many people are focused on. You never know
Right.
who's watching.
Right.
And like, for example, Timmy rated me one time and I like kind of lost my shit. Not because it was Timmy, but because like I didn't realize that there were 200 people that were starting to join me at this time. And like when
Right.
you rated me and there was 80 people joining, there was a point where like you just gotta have that mentality. You never know who's watching. You never know who's gonna join, and
Sure.
you wanna be inviting and allow them to want to join. And like
Right.
it's so, and you do that perfectly. Anytime
try,
someone
man.
joins, you're ready because you have that mood when you go into your streams.
I try. The motto: stay happy, stay healthy, stay horny, baby.
Exactly.
That's the motto. At least when I'm live, I try to keep it fun. I try to just keep it loose, and just have good energy.
Hey, give us
That's
one
the key,
time.
man.
Tell everyone to
Raise your hands if you're horny, baby.
It's so great. But I don't even have a Go XLR. I don't even have that type of tech.
Yeah,
with
you don't
me.
need it. You
The
don't
only
need it.
the best thing I have is
Get a
My
roadcaster.
demon voice.
I like that. Or the voice. Yeah, there's the voice mod thing on the. It's the software you can download. I tinker with that sometimes too. You can make you sound like I'm T-Pain, and then you could sound like you're Joe Biden or something like that.
I
You know
try
what
to
I'm
sound
saying?
like I'm Santa Claus.
There you go.
when I was doing the whole Stana Snipes thing, which I still haven't
Yeah.
edited those videos.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's
I'll
hard
do
to
it
stay on
Christmas
top
in
of that.
July, you know?
That's yeah. There you go. There you go. That's an idea. It's hard. It's hard to stay on top of all of that. Especially, it's you got a job to pay the bills, and then regardless of whether it's you're doing this as a dream job or you're chasing the dream, you got to treat, even if you're chasing the dream, which this is, you have to treat it like a job. And this job is 17 different jobs in one thing. So it's like it's an around the clock effort. It's an around the clock effort. The more I'm somewhere else, the less I'm doing this, and something else is being affected. The more I'm at my computer, the less time I'm at my other job making money, the less time I'm putting into my relationship and stuff like that, the less time I get to see family or whatever. It's horrible. I barely talk to family sometimes. Sometimes my girlfriend thinks I hate her. You know what I'm saying? It's because I'm sitting at the computer for 16 hours a day. And then there are days where I show my girlfriend immense love and affection, and then I hang out with my family and my friends, and then I don't edit anything, and then I get to my computer and I'm like, shit, I haven't worked. I haven't done anything. And how am I gonna get my, viewership or just stay consistent in the algorithm or whatever you want to, whatever you believe in when it comes to content posting and whatever. It's everything is affected. You put more time into something else gets affected or whatever. So it's hard.
Exactly. Personal well-being and mental health is some of the most important things, and you can't forget to take care of yourself.
Amen to that.
Mm-hmm.
Amen to that.
I want to kind of push a little bit forward here, and I want to open it up to some of the chatters here for some questions. So if you guys are in chat, whether it be like Twitch, Kick, YouTube, X, wherever you are, ! Discord, get your butts in the Discord. I have a PSP podcast question within my Discord. But if you guys want to ask either Danny or I any questions about like how we are with our content,
I'm open to questions.
One of the ones that I'm seeing in chat right now, Gogan Dude on Twitch is saying, what software is that? You're looking for software to use for GTA roleplay. I assume he's talking about our SFX things that we use. Like, oh.
I think you left me.
I hit the wrong button.
That's okay.
I hit the wrong button and it was great. No. Like the reverb.
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah. Mine's all on my XLR. That's all the samples and stuff like that.
Raise your hands if you're Vibe Tribe, baby.
All that stuff is on my XLR, and then like anytime I whip out the guitar, I'll like go into my XLR, and then like I'll turn something down on my mic so it like catches my voice and the guitar at the same time, and I'll put a little reverb on, and that's really it.
With me, I have everything. I'm just gonna go to my no cam first, or my in game for a second. For me, I have everything done through here. So I have everything done through my Elgato Wavelink. So when you go into your audio effects, you have your Rengate for your noise suppression, your TD Eraser, your TDR Nova. Like I have all these things working constantly right now just to make it sound like this. And if I turn them off, you'll hear everything in my background, all my fans running and stuff like that. So and it's where I have the Valhalla that I use for reverb, the SFX stuff that I use for the G-form that I use for the kid voice that I have that I actually don't think I'm ever going to use ever again because it sounds weird. So stuff like that I like try to make. I have everything there. So, but I don't think it's like all this stuff you can find like for free online. Like there's ways to do it.
Yeah, there's so many ways to do it and whatnot. There's voice mod. You could use the voice mod software and whatnot.
Oh
There's
yeah, voice mod.
There's a bunch of things. Yeah.
But I think voice mod requires a subscription, does it not?
No, I have a free, unless I'm paying. I don't know about it. I got to check my cards, my bank statements, but I'm pretty sure I got a free voice mod thing.
I was gonna say I don't think I have.
I think to like get everything everything unlocked, you subscribe to it, but I'm pretty sure it's free unless I got to check my bank statements.
I'm gonna actually pull up the PSP podcast questions on my phone as I realize that I'm connected within Discord there. So I think every time I try to switch to see some of the questions,
it screws it up.
I'm gonna lose you, and I don't want to lose you because you're freaking awesome.
Please don't go.
Please don't go. But all right, so what do we got? We have one in the PSP podcast questions. Dan, not really a question, but more of a statement. I kiss you right now on the forehead right now, Papa. I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, look at that face.
Was that Guggen?
It looks like Guggen, yeah.
I love that. I knew it. That's hysterical. I love that.
I love my people, man. I love my people. There's been we're going on 3 years, which is insane. It's insane. Like I see a resub for like like whatever it was, like 20, 29 months, 33 months, and whatnot, and I'm like, holy shit, that's real.
I'm starting to see
That's real.
the resub babies. I'm starting to see the 9 months, and like I think I
Yeah,
have a
it's
couple 15s. I'm like,
insane.
whoa,
It feels like fucking yesterday too. Like not to
right?
sound like cheesy or cliche or like to put it on for the people that are listening, but like it's nuts. It's nuts. Like I'm in my house, I'm playing video games, I'm just trying to have a good time, and like, boom, you made a family. You know what I'm saying? Like that's another thing that stinks. Like I genuinely like you don't want to step back. Like it's not even the streaming thing. Like yeah, it's cool. Like you're playing video games. I'm not going to work construction. Like I like I get it. Like I'm not like, but again, to each his own. Like you like working construction, sick. Like that's not for me. But like you wake up, you start your day off with some video games. But it's not just video games. That's not the only thing that we do. The rest is hard work. The video game playing is the easy, fun part. But
Well, video games is the base. It's the base level.
I like starting my day off with everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's the fun. That's the fun. You go live and it's like I genuinely like seeing everybody show up and just hang out. You get the bullshit. You get to make people laugh. You get to have fun. Whatever. That's the thing that stinks about stepping back. Whatever. I'll miss that. Not having that like every day. Like I teased myself. It's all gonna work out though. Like again, like it comes back to like the time that you put in, like with the little time that you have, you got to make it worth it. You got to make sure like it, you really, really put the time and effort into it when you have the time or whatever. But I definitely like I screwed myself because I went full time streaming and editing content, and we did great. We accomplished some really crazy things. We had an incredible journey, still not over. But I teased myself with a little slice of heaven. Waking up every day and starting off with like the community and stuff like that, and being able to like put on a show
awesome.
every day, whatever. It's awesome. It's awesome. But that, if anything, that just gives me motivation to like really lock it in when I have the time to edit something, so we get to come back to that one day.
And I just love being able to like see the people like come in and out, whether they be fellow streamers or whether they just be like random people, and like getting to know where they came from.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's like first
so
time chat
cool.
from viewer, like, hey, a lot of love from Australia. It's like nuts.
So I'm like,
It's
whoa,
nuts.
We're coming from the Middle East. It's
Yeah,
so
we got
cool.
people
all
watching
over the
in
world.
Every single state in England, Australia, South Africa. It's insane, bro.
It's all over the world.
It's all over it's insane it's like actually crazy when you think about it. And like these people are like now in your Discord and they're chatting and they're playing together. Like they play video games together at night. Like they made squads out of it. Like they're all like friends. I'm sure like tons of people like, intertwined or like our communities or whatever. Like they have each other's phone numbers and stuff like that. Like I know I personally have like community members that like have met up in person and
I've met
stuff
friends
like
in
that.
person.
Yeah, you met. I know, like my buddy, like Holy Shep and like Polish, like they met in person or whatever. We got to meet a couple people at TwitchCon and stuff
So
like
I tried
that.
to meet you at TwitchCon. We were never able to do it.
I know.
And then I couldn't go last year because money. But
Sure. I mean, me too. I couldn't go last year because of money. It happens, baby. Don't worry about it. There's always gonna be another time. There's always gonna be another time. I also TwitchCon sucked. It's like the con itself sucked. Hanging out on the street outside of the convention center was better than actually being inside of TwitchCon.
I miss Happy Dose.
But it was Happy Does, baby. That was San Diego, baby. Like that one bar in San Diego was better than everything else.
Hey, we get to go back there for the next 3 years.
Oh my god.
Raina said, this is for Danny, from Raina. Danny, your community is a big family that absolutely loves you and supports you very much. We are proud of the person that you've always been, and we just love you so very much, Papa.
We love you. Love you.
And
I love my people.
It's the same thing with like the band fam. Like the band fam is a conglomeration of so many different like communities. Shady's community, Bad Bear's community, even when Timmy raided me, Timmy's community, Dr. Chubb's community when he raided me, and like that's kind of what it is. It's like the new people that come in, the people that figure out how your channel is, or whatever way they figure it out, and they come back on a day-to-day basis because they like your stuff. And they like you as a person, and that is just one of the most rewarding things. Because if I can make one person smile a day, one person, then my day is successful, and that's why I create content.
I agree. I try to. That's kind of like what makes me happy. Is like if I could kind of just lighten your load and put a little smile on your face and just like have some fun, like if I can throw a little fun at you. Like even in the hospital, when I'm working in the hospital, like I try to, when I'm rolling around somebody, like I just try to keep it light and just have them forget like what they're there for a second or whatever. I try to keep it like I'll have somebody like come in the hospital for like a second time, and I'll be like, "Yo, I just had you last week. Would you join the membership?" I'll have them laugh and whatnot. Like, I'll crack a joke at them. We'll go into some banter or whatever. And then like I've been told, like they were like they told me like for a second I forgot I was in the hospital, and like that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of how like I like the vibe.
And like that's kind of like where I come from. I want to be able to be there for people to just forget about their days and their like rough day and just have fun. It's a different thing. It's even for me to forget about. It's therapy for me because I forget about my day. And like so, as I work in cybersecurity, and it's a 24/7 position. If my phone goes off for an alert, I have to end. No matter if I'm doing a podcast, no matter what I'm doing.
Right.
And I try to preface that like before I even bring people on. I'm like, if we talk for 2 hours and I get an alert after 10 minutes in, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to either push back the podcast or retry. But I mean, hey, sometimes I don't get that alert, but you always have to be ready. And like being able to utilize a platform that is so open, like gaming, to be able to create some type of incredible community is incredible. It's a blast.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. I've had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun getting to be like, and this is like I said, like I'm always me. Like what you see here, what you see on my stream, it's like the same person you'll see like in the street, but like obviously like it might be like a little dialed down and toned back. Like I can't be walking around the streets. Or maybe I can walk around the streets in New York, like going, raise your hands if you're horny. I can't say that in the hospital. I know that for sure. Whatever. But like, I could. It just might not work out the way I want to. But like,
they'll be like, give me some meds.
Right. Like, but like, you know what I'm saying? But like, it's always been like it's awesome. I found like an outlet. I could always be me and whatnot. And through me always being me, like you find some like-minded people that like your style, like your thoughts, and just like the energy, whatever, and they stick around, and it's fun. It's been a very, very fun time.
In streaming in general, it's just so much fun to be able to like bring those type of people in and like be able to create that community and be able to create that step away. But so I'm gonna open it up again. One more, and if there's any more questions, and if there's not, I'm gonna let Danny go enjoy his dinner and announce the February podcast, which is gonna be amazing. But if anybody has any questions, feel free to type them in. And honestly, like when it comes to content, I always tell all of my friends and people that I work with or people that I collab with, it's going to be about the content that we try to put out from it. Whoever it is, it's like, so if I'm going to go into S&D, I'm going to go into S&D to try to have fun and to troll. That's my content. Yeah. That's who I am. If I go into Warzone, it's going to be to troll in one way or another. So one of the things I have noticed that I do kind of want to bring up is there are people who try too early to collab. Meaning, like, they're not used to what happens when they get a mass amount of people.
Right.
And so they'll, like, reach out to these creators and they're like, I'll love to play games with you. Like, one of the things that always comes up to me, and, like Shady said I'm being too hard on myself, was I got on a stream with Shady Sammy and Seapreds. And my controller kept disconnecting. My mic stopped working. I ended up having to pause stream, and like I just wasn't ready. I tried to do it too early. It's like it's for me, my mentality with that, it's like you can always try to make those connections and network properly. But try to focus on yourself and get yourself set first.
Sure.
And that's when things are going to really start coming.
Absolutely. I could agree with that. Make sure you're set up. Make sure you got everything working. Make sure you're good on your end. Software-wise, hardware-wise, mentally-wise, everything. Everything.
But yeah,
make sure,
even like today, like
yeah.
I still had those mistakes. And even after my 2-hour check.
It's okay. But like, listen, and at the end of the day, still, you have a good time. And we had fun. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's always make sure you're all set up and stuff like that. And then even like the hardware thing, like if I was to play games with you or whatever, and my controller was disconnecting or whatever, or I swapped the mouse and keyboard by accident, whatever, I'm sure like I would try to make some fun out of it or whatever, or just like, whatever.
Oh, of course.
It just like it's something silly will come out of it, and it's just you just try to have fun regardless of whatever it may be and whatnot.
You can never predict the future, but you can always control the present.
It's true. That's very, very true. Any more preguntas? Questiones?
It doesn't look like we have any more, but Cam, welcome on in. In chat, I do see you all, and I appreciate you all, and I do want to take this time to say thank you all so much for like the follows, Sam and Raina. Thank you for the follows in midstream. The alerts probably didn't show up because I muted them. But Danny, I appreciate you, and thank you so much, man, for coming on the PSP Podcast.
Thanks for having me, baby.
We'll definitely have to run some games at some point if you want.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm down for it.
Something in the questions. I think there is one, but I switched to Twitter. Guggen says, Dan, will you ever do another mouse and keyboard?
Yes. Yes, I will.
I will not.
My mouse and key videos were funny, actually. They were fun. It was fun. Playing a mouse and key is like, it's brutal, but it was fun. It was fun to make videos out of them. And I will do that.
Mouse and key is so difficult.
Why would you do that? At least on Call of Duty. Why would you do that?
I play on my controller with no aim assist. I do it because it messes with my sniping.
You actually, wait a minute.
I actually play with no aim assist on my controller.
Really?
It messes with the way I snipe, like especially when I try to quick scope. Because
you're savage.
It pulls things.
I know. I can understand that too, but that's God bless. God bless.
That's why my KD is 0.69.
I want to try the lobbies. I think I need those perk lobbies.
Hey, we'll make it happen.
Let me get in on those things. We'll make it happen. We'll definitely play some, but I'm definitely not opposed to that. It's just it all comes down to timing. It all comes down to whether I'm like my schedule lines up with yours. But I'm not opposed to that at all. We'd have a good time. We'd have a really good time.
Absolutely. Well, Danny, man, it has been an absolute pleasure. Band fam.
The pleasure is all mine, baby. I love you. Thank you for having me on here.
I love you, homie. Well, I will talk with you soon. I know we'll definitely chat it up soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Have a good night, all right, babe?
Hey, you too.
Take care.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the PSP Podcast. Big shout out to Mr. Danny Drops. And I'm going to go ahead and end this podcast. However, I don't want you guys to go too far because we're going to end up doing some pretty fun things and we're going to raid out to some people. So, but I appreciate you all being here. And we'll check back in just a quick second. Much love, everybody. Thank you for joining.